on 9 for that final spot in the 8 between the Knights and the Dolphins. Gus, Kalen Ponga. I mean, it had to be him that lifted them to victory. He did it last year, 10 straight wins, Dally M medal, and a lot of pressure naturally was going to fall on his shoulders once again.
Yeah, I called the game last week with the Newcastle Knights and I said we could well be entering the Kalen Ponga era with all our really great playmakers who are all over 30 years of age and probably retiring in the next couple of years, 32 years of age. This could be the superstar that carries our whole game, not just the Newcastle Knights. Now, last week I thought that they really struggled to get him the ball in key positions. They certainly fixed that on the weekend and he just steered him to a wonderful victory. That's going to be a monumental day next Sunday up there at Newcastle when they take on the Dolphins for a top 8 berth. It's brilliant.
They've come from absolutely nowhere, the Knights. Like from nowhere. I know they won 10 in a row last year to get in the semi-finals, but this year I thought they were nowhere. I thought they were right down the bottom of the ladder.
They were gone. They were gone this year.
Gone.
They've actually eked out not a bad season in the end.
Well, they're playing. Whoever wins this week goes into the semi-finals, finishes in 8th position. It's Old Boys Day. They always, I can't say they always win, but the majority of the time they win up there on Old Boys Day. They always turn up for it. It's always a sellout crowd. They're playing against the Dolphins. Like, what a cracking game it's going to be. But they have come from absolutely nowhere. Kalen Ponga has come back, given them an enormous amount of confidence, playing awesome himself. Fletcher Sharp on the wings on fire, just scoring try after try. They have come from absolutely nowhere, and I can't believe they're going to play for a spot this weekend. I think they'll win. I think they'll get the job done.
Brini, with your journo hat on, you couldn't ask for anything better. That last match of the round to decide the spot in the 8.
How can you go through this many matches of the season, 8 a week for round 27, and the very last match is going to decide all for the 8? It's amazing. Look, people are talking about mathematical possibilities for the Raiders and the Dragons. Well, the only possibility is that these two teams, the Knights and the Dolphins, play out a draw, and it remains a draw after Golden Point for the other teams
to make it.
Which is what,
0.001% chance?
And let's not forget the Dragons are playing the Raiders. The Dragons are playing the Raiders, aren't they?
Yeah.
So if it does end up a draw, then they're playing for 8th position. So it's...
But this match decides it all.
Yeah,
and look, it's an unbelievable story. Even, you know, the Dolphins getting into this position after people thought they were cactus, and Wayne Bennett was getting hammered all over town for spending too much time concentrating on South Sydney and not the Dolphins, and he gave the answer. But I honestly believed, like, because you know at the start of the season when you tip your 8, I put the Knights in. After about 10 rounds, I felt totally ripped off, and I felt conned by their 10-game run at the end of last year. But I don't now. They've put in a season that's got them right there.
They've come from nowhere. They've been unbelievable.
And you know,
the Dolphins have been great. The Dolphins, after sort of 10 rounds, are up in the top 4.
Yeah.
They have fallen over. They've only won 4 of their last 12 or 13 games, but that was probably expected. A young roster, guys inexperienced. They've only been together as a club there for 2 years. But the fact they're playing for A spot too, they deserve a lot of credit.
And what about after the game, Wayne Bennett on the field and the smiling, and that was just an absolute... He loves giving an up yours to the Broncos, right? That was an up yours to the Broncos. And all week there was a subplot going on up in Queensland with this Broncos-Dolphins games because the Broncos refuse to allow the Dolphins to just call themselves the Dolphins. The Broncos say they're Redcliffe. You know, so they're trying to say, we own Brisbane, they're Redcliffe, because the people of Brisbane have always known them as the Redcliffe Dolphins, you know, from their famous Artie days and everything. And it was just Redcliffe all week. And the fact that they went to Suncorp Stadium where the Broncos go, this is our house, and the Dolphins say it's our house too. And wow, what an effort.
Well, anyway, Redcliffe gave it to them. Not just a little bit, gave it to them a lot. A coaching masterclass from Wayne Bennett. Brilliant. That team's come into the competition in 2 years and done what it's done. Absolutely outstanding.